Hello everyone. Class 9th to class 12th is the most precious and pivotal time in a student's life. Not only because of the fact that they undergo major biological changes in their body and that changes their perspective towards life, their relationships, their perception about the entire ecosystem. And believe you me, there are so many challenges which go unnoticed. On the other hand, there are vital academic decisions that they have to take, right from selecting subjects or choosing specialization, acquiring understanding of the required life skills, maintaining a very strong balance in terms of their academic requirement and their social challenges. It's not easy for a student to deliver in this challenging time, but ironically, most of these changes go unnoticed. Parents sometimes believe that the child is going to a good school and that will be taken care of. Well, it is not wrong, but the problem is divergent skill set. When students are exposed to the competitive rigor of life post class 12, they realize that their academic success were on a different tangent and required skills and success are on a different tangent now. And sometimes it's too late for them. And that causes shoulders to droop. They go in oblivion, they feel depressed, and that is where their confidence takes a beating. So, how do you really face this challenge? Well, in this time, it is important to make early inroads. It's important to give them the best gift of their life. It's important to find a passionate, dispassionate, very experienced, and absolutely caring professional counselor, a mentor, a torchbearer who can look at these children with a very neutral perspective and a prism of life. Somebody who has all the required scientific logical tools to allow a student to understand certain finer aspects of life. For example, their personality traits, their strengths and weaknesses, their career dreams, the choices that they can make, how they can maintain smart balance in terms of their academic expectations and their personality changes. How vital is it for them to acquire certain life skills? All these are required, or they are delivered by a professional counselor. And that is where I believe parents should realize that next 40 years of a child will be determined by a few powerful observations and sessions that a professional career counselor will take. All that is required is to take action, because a counselor or somebody who's professional will possibly allow a child to undergo a professional psychometric testing and evaluation. On the basis of that, that person will allow a student to understand his or her strengths and weaknesses. Because there's a big difference between the cup and the lip. The perceived strengths and actual strengths are sometimes different, rather most of the time. The kind of career explosion that is taking place in terms of the radicalization, contemporary careers, and absolute changes in the way people look at, conventional careers. Now it's not just about humanities, commerce, and science. It's about contemporary careers, super specialization, micro specialization, and the conundrum between money and happiness. This and a lot more in terms of how profiling can be done, how different phases have to be tackled, 12th, graduation, post-graduation, how skills are important, and how one can channelize all that. So much. All it is required is initiative by parents, because sometimes parents also need counseling. And believe you me, your child will tell you that this is the best gift that you give to him or her. I have been a counselor for years, and I have seen pre-counseling and post-counseling, there is a huge transformation. And after that, the students take that uncharted territory, and I'm telling you, all that they write is success. And that happiness is incredibly powerful. I've gone through it and I enjoy and I relish. If you feel that there are so many struggles, or if you feel that you're struggling with certain answers, do connect with me. One powerful session will change your child's life and your family's happiness. You can contact me on 9828117755, or you can message me using this video as a tool. I can tell you, I am there, and trust me, it will change everybody's life for good.